What is going on, guys? Papa C back from the video for you guys, and today I just wanted to wrap up NPA Season 4 since unfortunately we lost in the conference finals to Under the Radar, aka Kelly, who is moving on to the finals to face Leo, aka 6-Foot Hacks. Now that battle did not happen yet. They had to postpone it because I believe Leo went on vacation. So I don't know when that battle is happening, but I think sometime in the next couple of days. So make sure you check out both of their channels to see the finals of NPA Season 4 and see who the new champion of the NPA is going to be. So I just want to recap the season, like I said, because I don't plan on being in a draft league for a little bit, and I do feel like NPA Season 4 was one of my favorite seasons of draft leagues I've ever been in. Now, unfortunately, internally didn't run as well because we had a lot of issues with a lot of analysts unfortunately had to leave. We had a lot of issues with coaches having to leave, but for me, in terms of straight up battling, I did pretty well and definitely one of my favorite seasons. So to go back to the beginning of the season, go back to the draft, my plan, and I don't really call it a plan, but what I really focused on was I did not want to repeat types and weaknesses. I wanted to avoid that as much as possible because I feel like looking back at my other drafts, especially in the Sun and Moon era, the Gen 7 era I should say, a common problem was I had too many common weaknesses, I had overlapping types, and I feel like a lot of times I focused on Pokemon that fulfilled certain roles, such as drafting a Rapid Spinner, drafting a Defogger, drafting a fast Pokemon, and I didn't really take into account the types of said Pokemon. This draft really took into account the types, really focused on type coverage, covering weaknesses and stuff like that, and I think I did a pretty good job. Now, another thing, and this might be the first time I've ever done this in any Wi-Fi draft league, I could be wrong though, but I don't remember. Did not make a single transaction, did not drop any Pokemon, did not train any Pokemon, and I think this is one of my strongest drafts. You can see on the left over here, you just look how this team coverage are. You got Tapu Fini, which is weak to grass, but then Goodra has Sap Sipper, Fortress is weak to fire, but Goodra and Tapu Fini resist fire. Miltank has Thick Fat to cover the fire. Miltank's weak to fighting, but I have a Ghost type and Trent, which is immune to fighting. I have Tornadus, which resists fighting. Like, so many things just coverage, and that's what I loved about this team. Now, it wasn't perfect. You know, the team didn't hit the hardest, but another thing I wanted to focus on to sort of supplement the fact the team didn't hit hard was I wanted to have Pokemon that were good with Z Crystals. Now, unfortunately, I think I only used Z Crystals like 3 or 4 times in the regular season of the 12 weeks, and then the playoffs, I think I used it once or twice in the 3 games that we had in playoffs. So I didn't really use Z moves as much as I wanted to. That's a big reason why I drafted Pokemon like Raichu and Delphox and Toxicroak, because I felt like that they would have been really, really good with Z moves. I think I used Z moves in all 3 of those, but like not too effectively. And then again, looking, I tried to make sure that I used mostly Pokemon I was comfortable with. For example, I absolutely love using Tapu Fini in leagues, had it in the XBL, had it in a few Showdown leagues. Such a fun Pokemon. Goodra, one of my favorite Dragon types. Fortress, kind of a polarizing Pokemon, but I love it. Miltank, I had Miltank in, was it the XBL? I think it was the XBL. I had Miltank, maybe it was a Showdown. I had Miltank in some league and I loved it. Raichu is Raichu, you can't not like Raichu. Trevenant, never really used, but I really wanted to use because of things like Harvest. Mega Absol, probably my favorite, not my favorite, it's not my favorite Mega, but it's definitely the Mega I use the best competitively. I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's just like an easy Pokemon to use because it's fast, 150 attack, Sucker Punch, like that's pretty good. Swampert I love, Water Ground, fantastic typing. Delphox, never really got to use it, wanted to try it out, great with the Z moves, fulfilled my typings. And then Toxicroak, same thing, fulfill my typings, go with the Z moves. And definitely was a pretty pleasant surprise. I absolutely loved using this Pokemon. Now, if you look at my differential, my games played here, one thing I really like is now this is only covering the regular season, not the playoffs, just so you know. So, there were 12 games regular season. You can see all the Pokemon that I brought here, all of the kills and stuff like that, as my face covers a little bit of that, but you can kind of see that. Every Pokemon that I brought, how many kills, how many deaths, and stuff like that. And if you look over here, it sort of condenses a bit, and I like that I had a pretty even balance. Now, my defensive Pokemon, such as Tapu Fini and Fortress, obviously they had, you know, negative differentials. But you look at the rest of my Pokemon, like Tornadus T was 10 and 8, that's pretty good. Mega Absol with the dominant, what was it, 9 and 1 or 11 and 1, something like that. Where is it? 11 and 1, like that's just crazy. And that's one thing I really like about this team, is just the balance. Now, yes, I did bring Fini and Torn 10 out of 12 games, but every Pokemon came at least twice, which is awesome. You know, Miltank came 3 times, Trevenant only came twice. I have a lot of Pokemon in the 5 to 6 range, and I just really like the diversity of this team, and it was definitely such a fun team. Now, we did finish 7 and 5 with a +10 differential. We did have a forfeit, so I guess we could have finished 8 and 4, but either way, we're 7 and 10 with a +5 differential. And in NPA Season 2, we did make the finals of NPA Season 2 with the same record. I think we had a worse differential, but I still think that this is the best NPA season I've had, just because, like, I think I just played really well, if I'm being completely honest. Now, if you look over here at the overall standings, in the overall standings, we did finish 7th overall, which is pretty good. We were the best 7-5. There were a lot of 7-5s. However, we actually technically finished below the 10th seed Orlando Magikarp in the division standings because of the way that the division calculations work. It's a bit confusing, but it makes sense. I just don't really want to fully explain it, but even though we're the number 1 slot here, we're technically number 2 in silver. It was kind of weird, but trust me, it makes sense. It's not like the NPA trying to screw me or anything like that. And just talk about the team again. Like, another thing that was great is I feel like I just did not get sniped very well, which is another important thing that I learned. I learned a lot this season, basically. Probably the biggest learning experience I've had was this season of draft leagues that I've had. Is I really learned how to draft a team properly. In the past, what I would do, I would plan out picks 1 to 12 or 1 to 11, however many picks there are, and I'd be like, okay, round 1 I want to pick this, round 2 I'll pick this, round 3 I'll pick this, which isn't a horrible idea, but at the same time, you know, when you plan like that and you get sniped, it's really hard to recover. Because let's say you have a draft plan and you really want to draft, let's say, Tangrowth, and you're like, oh, Tangrowth gets sniped, I'll just take Amoonguss because Tangrowth got sniped. Then Amoonguss gets sniped, you're like, oh, instead of Amoonguss, I'll just take Tangela. And then you sort of just realize that your draft is a lot of replacements, which, you know, isn't as good as the original. There's a huge spider on my wall, oh my god. But that is definitely something that I feel like I did pretty good this season. If you take a closer look over here, and my face is kind of covering it again, I do apologize, of like the spread throughout the weeks. Like, there really wasn't a week where one Pokemon got more than 3 kills, I believe, except for week 4, where somehow Swampert got 4 kills. Who did I play week 4? I played Tampa Bay Luxuries week 4, and somehow Swampert got 4 kills. But outside of that, like, it wasn't like one Pokemon just came in and just boom, swept everybody. Like, outside of that, the most kills that I have with one Pokemon is 3. But for the most, like, see, Toxstroke went off week 10, going 3-1. Tornadus went off week 11, going 3-0. We have Swampert week 4, going 4-0. And there was a lot of weeks where different Pokemon did good things. We had, both weeks I brought Trevenant, and the players when I brought Trevenant, you know, it was such an impactful Pokemon. There wasn't a Pokemon on this team where I'm like, man, this Pokemon sucks, never gonna bring it. Every Pokemon had some sort of utility, and every Pokemon, when my opponent was team building, they had to look at my team and be like, oh, okay, you know, he has this Pokemon, which is only a tier 4, tier 5, you know, such as Trevenant. I think Trevenant was tier 5. Was Trevenant actually a tier 5? Hold on, actually. Is that correct? Trevenant was a tier 5? Wait, hold on. This is the draft. You can't see this doc, by the way. This is private. I do apologize. What pick did I even have? Did I pick 11? Did I pick 20? I picked 20. Okay, it doesn't tell me here. Actually, it does tell me here. Yeah, Trevenant was tier 5. What? You can't see this, because my face is blocking it a little bit. Hold on. Can you see it now? No, you can't see it. There's no... Actually, let me just do this. Boom. But yeah, like, that's just crazy to me. I don't know, man. Like, I really try to keep my points intact, too. Now, this season, we did it. I think this was a mistake, but we kind of just rolled with it. I think we messed up the way the Megas were supposed to work, because for some reason, a Mega Tier 1, you had to pay extra points, but a Mega Tier 2, which Mega Absol was in, you didn't pay any extra points, so we paid 0. So if you look at, say, Mega Gardevoir over here, drafted by the Montreal 2 Canadians, they had to pay an extra 40 points for that, while Mega Absol would have to pay an extra point. So I definitely wanted to keep into my point budget, 0 points, and I don't really know what else to say. You know, I'm not gonna, I thought this would be a long-winded video, but I have nothing else to say other than I had a fantastic time in the NPA. Looking forward to a little bit of a break from draft leagues, though. Not quitting, you know. I've been in a league continuously since, like, January of 2017. And it's gonna be pretty nice not having to, you know, stress about team building, stress about uploading on time, and uploading before the battle's supposed to go on, stuff like that. Either way, I'm rambling. NPA Season 4 was great. Good luck to both Kelly and Kelly and Leo in the finals. Let's see who is going to be the new champion of the NPA. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed the NPA, what your favorite moment was, your favorite team member this season, favorite battle. Well, if you guys want to see more league stuff in the future, because I don't know when the NPA is going to start again. Maybe it'll start in the summer. Maybe it'll start when the new Let's Play, what do they call? Let's Go Pikachu games come out, if those games have Wi-Fi. I don't know. Either way, if you guys really want to see me join another draft league before the next NPA season, say in like July or August, let me know and I'll consider it. Especially if like an overwhelming amount of people want to see that, because I'm not going to lie, I do want to join a league again. It's just the time, you know, and stuff like that, that I really don't want to commit yet. But if you guys really want to see it, I'll definitely try to make it work. So either way, I really am rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. See you guys next time, and bye-bye.